Hola! Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Life as a Bilingual in the Philippines. In this video, we had a chance to interview one of our native Spanish speaker. He is an Argentina national who is currently living in the Philippines for almost 12 years now. Let us know why he decided to stay in the Philippines.
Soy Juan, soy argentina y estoy en Filipinas hace más de 12 años. Saludos.
Okay, I see. Since you've been staying here in the Philippines for a couple of years now, I just would like to confirm why did you choose Philippines?
Before the Philippines, I was living in Japan, and that's where I met my future wife, a Filipina. So when my studies were over in Japan, I followed her here to the Philippines. That's why I'm here.
I understand, Mr. Juan. By the way, how long have you been here in our country?
Oh, a long time, 12 years, almost 13.
I see. I understand. So you are already here for such a long time.
Yes, yes.
So, since being a foreigner here in the Philippines, what was your first impression of our country before you came here?
I didn't know much before coming here. I didn't know much. I knew it had nice beaches. It had a similar culture to my country because both my country and the Philippines were colonies of Spain. And then when I got here, yes, I mean, I saw that people here are very open, they like fiestas, they like religious festivals, they like to eat. It's very similar to my country. They get together, they're very close-knit family kind of people.
Since you are already here in the Philippines for 12 years, may I know if your impression or expectation changes when you are already stayed here?
Well,
Is it still the same?
no, I guess it's getting better. I mean, I can see that this country before the pandemic was really growing. The economy was really booming, and I was seeing that there's high rises everywhere. A lot of constructions, a lot of projects by the government building highways and all these things. So I could see that, the Philippines and of course this region of East Asia or Southeast Asia is also was the engine of the world. I mean, in the sense of most of the economic growth in the world was taking up here, and hopefully that will return after the pandemic.
I see. And then, moving forward, Mr. Juan, can you tell me what is the difference between your country and the Philippines? Like, for example, let's start with culture.
Well, the Philippines has similarities, but it's also different in the sense that, for example, people in my country are more direct. People in the Philippines are more, because they're Asian, they're less, less direct. So
Yeah.
you have to know how to speak properly without coming out as rude or angry. Because maybe sometimes I talk loudly, but that doesn't mean I'm angry, or I'll give you the facts. I mean, straightly, and that doesn't mean I want to insult you. But I have to. I've learned that you have to be careful how you talk to people.
Yes, Mr.
Some
Juan.
differences.
Actually, more Filipinos are soft-hearted, so that's why.
Yes.
Okay, so moving forward, Mr. Juan, by the way, when it comes to the food, what are the differences between your country and the Philippines?
We don't have staple food. We don't eat rice. There is no. The closest thing would probably be bread, but not everybody eats bread. There's no food that everybody eats every day the same. In Argentina, it's like there's no staple food. So people eat bread, a lot of pasta because we have a lot of Italian ancestors, a lot of beef because we have more cows than people. We also have we also have empanadas like they do here, but they're not. Here I find that empanadas tend to be sweet. In my country,
Yeah.
maybe most of them are not sweet, and some are spicy. So Yeah, we
I
have
understand.
also different in my country. We also have influence from local from the uh, from the first people, from the natives who were already there before the Spanish came. So there's also that difference in culture.
I see. I understand. So actually, Mr. Juan, most of the Filipinos love rice. So
Mm,
and also spicy. We love
mm.
that.
Yeah, one thing we
Okay.
have in Argentina is, oh, sorry to interrupt. We have
Mm-mm.
a drink called a tea called yerba mate, which is something that is drunk all, in Argentina and Uruguay and Paraguay and the south of Brazil. So it's something locally from there.
I see.
Yerba
So it's
tea.
a. Am I correct? It's a drink.
Yes, it's a drink. It's like a tea. It's a lot of caffeine.
I see. I got it. Okay. So, and then what about when it comes to the transportation? Is there any difference between in the Philippines and in your country?
Well, we don't have jeepneys. We don't have tricycles. We don't have pedicabs. We have
Mm,
taxis. We have rent a bike in a sense that you grab a bike from any point of the city and leave it somewhere else. So we have that. Of course, we have buses, we have subways, we have
mm,
trains. So
I
here they're building the MRT 7 right where I live. So uh, I guess
yes.
transportation is diversifying here in Metro Manila.
I, by the way, Mr. Juan, I just would like to confirm where are you currently residing right now?
Quezon City.
Quezon City, just
Mm,
just the same with us.
mm.
I see. Okay. So when it comes, so moving forward, Mr. Wan, when it comes to the job, I mean to your job, how was it working in a foreign country since you were born in Argentina, right?
Yes,
And then you came here in the Philippines.
yes. Of course, you have to get
Mm,
used to the local culture. Every country has its own culture, so if you work abroad, you have to get used to the working culture and the local culture there. So that's one point. And then, yeah, well, here I started working in the mid shift. So in the afternoon shift, I
mm,
had to get used to shifting all my schedules later in the day.
mm.
And yes, I mean, I guess that's mostly. And then sometimes one thing I don't miss is the commuting. I used to commute, of course, to work, and I used to take me at least every day back and forth. It was 3 hours, so that's something I don't miss.
Since you've been working here in the Philippines for a couple of years now, how was it working with Filipinos, coworkers?
Well, it's okay. I mean, they're very hardworking. I just found out that no, not just found out, but like I said, due to cultural differences, if there is some kind of a disagreement or I want to point out a mistake or something like that, I found out that I cannot say things straight. I need
Mm-mm.
to, for example, talk to my manager or to a
Yes.
friend, saying and tell that other person that about what about the issue. Because if I say things straight, then they might get hurt or offended. So
Yes, you need to be careful with your
yeah,
words.
yes, yes.
I see, I understand. Okay. So, and then, Mr. Juan, for those working, I mean, future employees or foreigners
Yes.
that will be working here in the Philippines, can you share any tips?
Well, for example, Latin Americans who want to come here and work, I would tell them to come here because there seem to be a lot of jobs in which the Spanish language is required. So that's one thing. Sometimes there's a lot of
And then, Mr. Juan, just in case that you will go back in your country, can you share to me three things that will remind you of the Philippines?
well, three things. Well, I guess some of the food that we're cooking. I mean, I like the rice-based, for example, desserts here like puto bumbong or all these sapin sapin. I like all these sweets from the Philippines, which you don't find in my country because we're not a rice-based country.
Mm.
I also hear that you have very nice beaches here. The beaches in because my country is close to the South Pole, the waters are very cold, and the sand is not as fine as here. I mean, if you come here, you go to Boracay, and that's the best place to go. And then third thing, what would that be? It's summer here. For me, it's summer here all day, all year long. In my country, we have 4 seasons.
Actually, this month, Mr. One, is summer here in the Philippines, so that it's very hot.
Yes. But for example, here it's always hot. So for me, it looks like it's summer the whole year long.
I see. I understand. So in your country, it's very cold.
Depends. In winter, yes, people go skiing for
Mm,
snow, but in this lower part of the country, southern part.
Okay. I understand, Mr. Juan. And then moving forward, by the way, thank you so much for answering those questions. I have a question here for you. Can you share to me some Spanish phrases that we can use when meeting Spanish natives here in the Philippines? Just a
Well, hola,
yes.
hello.
Hello, yes.
Then there's similar to Tagalog, the "Cómo está," which is "Cómo está" in Tagalog, "Cómo está."
Mm.
And then, for example, hola, ¿cómo estás? What else can I say? Hasta luego, which would be goodbye,
Mm-mm.
or gracias, just
Yes,
thank you.
you. And then what about maganda? I mean, beautiful, but can you as
Well,
well?
that would be lindo or linda, depending. That's beautiful in Spanish, depending on if it's a man or a woman.
For lindo, it's handsome, or for
Yes,
men.
yeah, but okay. There's also guapo. Guapo is also Spanish.
Oh, so actually, handsome means guapo here in the Philippines as well.
Yes, I know. Yes. Also, you can also, linda or preciosa. It's,
Mm-mm.
it's precious, but it also means pretty or beautiful in Spanish.
Okay, I got it. I think that is all my questions to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bye bye.
Please. Do you have a story to tell? Do let us know and we will be glad to feature you on our next video. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this to your friends. Thank you so much!